Welcome to MBG Moves. I'm Helen Phelan, and I have a nice posture correcting, chest opening, back strengthening, and core supportive workout for you to counteract all those hours we spend looking at our screens. You can go ahead and lay face down on your mat to get started. Laying all the way face down on your mat, bring those legs either all the way together if your low back is feeling good and you have no SI joint dysfunction, or you can go hip width apart if you feel a little achy in that low back. Laying face down on the ground with your forehead on the floor, let those arms come open into a cactus or a field goal position. As you exhale, draw the belly button up and away from the floor, pressing your pubic bone into the floor and lifting your head, chest, and arms. Squeezing shoulder blades together and then lowering down with control, never flopping or letting gravity pull you to the floor. Exhaling to hug around the waist, squeeze between the shoulders, and soften back to the ground. Thinking about shoulder blades drawing towards your butt rather than covering up your neck. Exhale on the lift. Can you do this without gripping your butt muscles? See if they can stay soft. If your low back is bothering you, you can try giving your butt a squeeze, but I would prefer you use your core than to find that support from the glutes for today's purposes. Exhale, find that squeeze between the shoulder blades. You're gonna lift it up just one more time, feeling this nice stretch in the pecs and that contraction and that strength in the posterior chain or the back body. Without shrugging your shoulders, reach your arms all the way forward and pull them back in. Now I keep my arms a little bit bent because if I go totally straight, I end up shrugging my shoulders and stressing out the neck. And you can always bring your chest a little closer to the floor if you need more support or if that low back is bothering you. Exhale as you pull it in. Inhale as you reach it out. Get those rhomboids to work by squeezing your shoulder blades towards your spine. Squeeze on that exhale one more time. We're gonna take this into a pulse. So you keep this position, but you find that squeeze between the shoulder blades and soften it away without bouncing your upper body all over the place. Exhale to squeeze, inhale to release. Keep pressing your pubic bone into the floor rather than arching at the back. For 3, it's a tiny movement, but it's doing lots of stuff to help open that chest and get you standing taller. Last time, resting to the ground. Let's wiggle the hips side to side in a figure 8 pattern to release any tension in the low back. And then just bring those hands right underneath your shoulders. Try not to let the shoulders shrug up high, but instead open the chest. This in and of itself should be a nice pec stretch. Keep your knees on the floor. Keep a tuck in your tailbone. Squeeze through the glutes. Push up in one piece to your kneeling plank. Now you're more than welcome to push up all the way into straight plank, but I don't want us to do the worm to get there. So that's why I like to start with the knees. Roll those shoulders down and away from the ears. We're gonna step it out to a plank, whether you transitioned that way or not. Pulling the hands towards the toes. This is just a nice hold for us to find our breath and also to get a little bit more core involved. Careful not to round through the upper back, but instead open up at that chest without collapsing it down. So it's a subtle detail, but it's an important one. Pushing the floor away, try to come forward onto your tippy toes, bringing your heart forward as well. Give me one more deep breath. Exhaling out the mouth. We stay in that plank, but the feet come just a little bit wider so that we have a wider stance of support. You're gonna take your right arm, exhale, reach it straight ahead without shifting your hips, back to the ground, and left arm. So I'd rather you keep your hands on the floor than give me a hula hoop. You could even take it just floor level to test your stability without giving me that hip twist. By keeping the hips as still as possible, that means you gotta squeeze your butt. We're building our balance muscles, our stability muscles. Open up at that chest. One more time, right arm. One more time, left arm. And we're gonna go ahead and come all the way to the mat. Keep those legs straight, point your elbows towards your toes, lower in slow motion to the floor. Let's draw those legs together. So we're gonna go in and out of some push-ups here. Again, I'm gonna demo on my knees, but if you feel good about doing straight leg push-ups, be my guest. Exhale, push yourself up. Push-up position, a nice halfway compromise between straight leg push-up and kneeling push-up is coming to straight legs for the descent, and then getting yourself on your knees for support on the way up. When you think about it, the down it's not the easy part, none of it's easy, but it's the more manageable part. The up is where we tend to need the support. So tailor it to where you are in your body today. Might be different than it was yesterday, and it's probably different than the person next to you if you're doing this class with someone. You want to make this time, since we are not spending that much time together today, really count for your own specific body. You're going to come on up and go halfway down one more time. Keep a bend in your elbows. This time we just hold. Squeeze through your butt, unshrug those shoulders. Big breath in. Don't let your chest hit the floor. If you need knees on the ground, absolutely go for it. But chest stays up. One more breath. And exhale. Melt it to the ground. Once again, give those hips little figure eight side to side. You can even bend the knees and windshield wiper the shins themselves. We are going to combo all those things together. Starting face down on the ground, forehead on the floor. Roll those shoulders down and away from your ears. One chest lift, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Feet are on the floor, not curled under and not floating all the way up. Inhale, soften it down. Hands underneath those shoulders. Push it up into your kneeling push-up or your straight push-up, whatever you like. Bringing it down, we get a chest lift off the floor all the way down. So my intention for you today is more about the depth of your push-up than about getting super high in this chest lift. I don't need a yoga back bend. And I'd rather you do that modification with your knees down if it makes you feel more supported in your back. Exhaling as we lift. Try to keep hugging those elbows close to your sides rather than flaring them out, tight against your body. We're gonna come up for one final plank, our favorite one. Lift all the way up, step it out into your plank. We're going back to those arm reaches. Let's start with the left arm. Exhale, arm forward, bring it down. Right arm forward, bring it down. Try to keep your hips square to the floor. I know it's easier said than done. Left arm and right arm for butt going to the sky and just giving yourself a little pedal, letting the backs of your legs release and softening all the way to the ground. Rolling yourself up to a seated position, hands interlock behind your back, and you'll open the chest up one final time. Give yourself a nice head circle all the way up and around, going both directions. And with that, your posture should be feeling a little bit more vertical. You should be feeling a little bit more aware of your core and of your upper back muscles. So I definitely recommend trying that about 3 times a week. It is low impact enough for you to try it every day if you're in the mood for it. So enjoy.